Yeah, I've had a long day, babe. So I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna relax for a bit and just chill.
Yeah, I'm tired as well.
Mm.
So we're going to bed?
Yeah, I'm not feeling sleepy. I just wanna rest my head for a bit. I just wanna relax.
It's 11:30 though, boo.
Yeah, I know what time it is.
It's late. You've got work tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Well, what are you gonna do? I mean, we just finished watching a film.
Yeah, I just wanna chill out.
You mean you want to play your Xbox?
Well, no, not exactly.
So what are you gonna do then?
Well, I might play Xbox, but yeah, that's...
You
No.
are gonna play Xbox.
Well, yeah. Well, that's me chilling out. I want to chill out.
Yeah, but we can chill out together.
Yeah, but we just did chill out together.
No, I mean in bed.
Yeah, well, I kind of just want to have some me time for myself a little bit.
Oh, right, okay.
What's that supposed to mean? Oh, right, okay. Well, I can't have time for myself.
Yeah, you can, but all of this week, you haven't been coming to bed with me.
Yeah, what have I been doing all of this week?
Yeah, I know you've been working.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you're not working now.
Yeah, I know
So
that.
on the occasion when you can come to bed, then come to bed with me.
I always come to bed with you.
No, you come to bed late, like.
Yeah, because...
Yeah, I know why.
So why are you trying to make me feel bad about that? I'm working. That's why I haven't come to bed. It's not like I don't want to come to bed.
Yeah, I'm not talking about... I'm just saying, like, you haven't been coming to bed with me, like, all week. And so today, like, when you're not working, we have the opportunity. Let's go to bed together, like we used to when we first got married.
So... Alright. Yeah, alright.
No, don't be like, alright, you don't want to come to bed with
no,
me.
I'm saying I'm going to come to bed and now you're complaining about that. You want me to come to bed or you don't want me to come to bed?
Well, not with that attitude, no.
What attitude?
Oh, it's alright. You prefer to play on your Xbox than come to bed with your wife.
Well, now you're going to make me feel bad because I just want to chill out.
Well, if you feel bad, then you feel bad. I'm not making you feel bad.
Yeah,
I'm just
you
saying.
are.
I'm just
You're
asking
making me...
you. I'm just saying you would rather stay down here and play on your Xbox till 4 o'clock in the morning than come to bed with your wife.
I didn't say I was going to play until 4.
Yeah,
and I didn't say I didn't want to come to bed. I just said I want some time. I just want to chill out because I've been working all week, as you know.
Okay. All right, I'll go to bed by myself again.
Forget it. I'm coming to bed.
No, I don't want you to come to bed.
Well, I don't want to play it with that. I don't want to play with you.
No, but I want you to come to bed with your wife. We could, have pillow talk and cuddle and do what we're supposed to do in bed, like. But you'd rather play Xbox, so.
I just want some time.
All right, cool. Have your time. Good night.
Babe. I felt a bit too real right there, boy.
That's my water.
Let me tell you. My heart was beating, man. My heart was beating.
Yeah, bone of contention in our house. The experts.
Yeah, so anyway.
It's real, yeah. Let's make it back up.
Yeah, it's real, but when we, because we go to bed upset with each other about that, but then when we actually communicate properly, I will say to him, actually, I miss having you in bed, and it would be nice for us to cuddle up, and kind of let him know I'd really like him to be in beds with me. Whereas he's thinking she just doesn't want me to play on my Xbox, so it's just.
And that's pretty much what it was, and all arguments stem from that people often speak in order to get what they want, but they don't actually say what they actually want. But they talk in order to get what they want. That's human. That's a human trait. That's what human beings do. So instead of saying, "I really miss you. I really want to feel your skin next to me. I really want us to go upstairs and make love and just cuddle and have pillow talk," it was, "Well, I'm going to bed. why are you not coming to bed? Well, you're going to stay down here and play your Xbox? Man, all of those questions are just precursors to, I actually want to come and feel your skin next to me. And that would have been more of a powerful argument, or that would have been more of a powerful persuasive of, don't play Xbox, man. I really want to,
So you're going to play Xbox again?
Huh?
So you're going to play Xbox again?
Exactly. And
yeah, so then you get that kind of response because...
and my thing was, I just want to relax, and I don't want you to feel bad. So I'm just like, I want to just chill out and just rest my mind for a little bit. I'm hoping that she reads in between the lines of what that actually means. Me resting and chilling out after I've been working all week. That's what that's what I was trying to express when we did have that little... When we had that little thing when,
that was a real thing.
That happened, yeah. That happened. It didn't quite happen like that, but it happened as in... Yeah, we went to bed upset. I was like, I'm not playing the Xbox now because there's some bad feeling around the X. I'm not going to play now. And then I went to bed and she was upset, and then she went downstairs, and I was just like, where my heart was saying, go and get your wife. I was just like, well, no, you left me in my bed. You better go stay downstairs in there. And then I feel that cold, and about you leaving me up here after I've not even played the Xbox. I'm up here.
But then once the emotions kind of died down, and we spoke about it another day where everything was just chilling and we're just having pillow talk, and then just kind of saying, I feel like, I'm missing you in bed, and kind of explaining, and then he's explaining that he's just a bit stressed at work and needs just some time out. So then we kind of understand each other, and we kind of get where each other's coming from. So
you guys, you played that so well. Like my blood pressure's up. You guys are in the arts.
Yeah.
You're in performing arts.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
So I run two businesses. Well, I run a ministry and I run a business, and I'm currently the head of drama at a secondary school. So I teach from year 7 all the way to year 14. That's 11-year-olds to 19-year-olds. And outside of that, I run a company called Resolve Services Limited, and that uses theatre, a form of theatre, to speak to conflict resolution or any kind of bespoke scenario that a workplace might be having, a family might be having, youth culture, young people that have difficulties communicating or settling conflicts. I come in as your we come in as your personal communication consultants, and we help them kind of resolve whatever issues that they might be having. But we use a form of theatre to do that.
Yeah, it's a bit like role play, and then we play a scene, a typical conflict, and then we can stop the scene, talk about it, replay the scene, what should we do differently, and get the actors to kind of improvise a bit. And
to say, like the scene that you just saw a minute ago, in a typical session, we would allow the audience to pause this action and say, maybe you should say this to your wife in order to get your point across, and then we would replay it and say that exact suggestion. So if someone says, maybe you should say, why are you talking like that? We would pause. So, babe, why are you talking like that?
Because I miss you, babe. Yeah, and we just kind of see how...
And then we will see how that scenario will play off, and then the audience get to see how their own suggestions can help in a scenario, and then they can take their own suggestions and implement it in their own scenarios, in their own workplaces or homes.
That's powerful. So you're working together on that?
Yes.
How many children do you have?
All right, so we've got...
Between you?
Yeah, so we're a blended family.
Yeah.
I remember when we were pregnant with our 4th, someone said to me, is this your first child? And I was like, well, it's our first, it's his second, it's my 3rd, but our 4th. And the person was just like, huh?
And that was like... They was looking at us and saying, "You guys are confused."
Yeah,
but it's no, we're not confused. Yeah, it's
we have 4 between us.
You're working together as a family. So you've got your youngest is.
She's almost 2.
Almost 2. So you're at home mum as well as.
Yeah.
Working in a business, working as a team.
Yeah.
Do you think the same? Do you have the same approach to business and risk taking? I don't know. Because you've got to do the entrepreneurial thing.
Yeah.
And as a married couple,
I think I'm more of a risk taker. Like I'm more of a let's just let's just try it and see what happens. But when my wife comes in, I think where she's good is that she kind of puts the parameters around our risk taking and says, all right, let's consider. Let's consider the downfall.
Bring it back to reality.
Yeah, well, I will go off and be like, the Lord is with us. Everything's going to work out for God's good. And let's just jump and not have any safety nets. And my wife is like, oh, maybe...
You don't have any faith. That's the problem.
Yeah, you see? No, but then we balance each other out. So, you know, I apply a bit of wisdom to the situation, but then see where he's coming from. And I'm like, okay, maybe we should step out in faith. So, yeah, I think it's a good partnership. We don't think exactly the same, but we complement each other very well. So it works. It works well. Or he'll be like, yeah, I've got an idea. I'm going to write this play. What do you think, babe? What do you think? And I'm like, it sounds good, but we've still got, you know, a list of about 10,000 other things that we said that we were going to do. So, you know.
Yeah, she
rein it back in.
She kind of reins me back in, but then she gets like that as well, and then I have to be like, all right, baby, we have to focus on one thing. So it's not just me that's just like, yeah, let's do this and that. When she's ready, she's just like, oh no, we're gonna do that. We had one of those just before we come here, isn't it? Yeah. Like a whole brand new business idea that we're gonna do, type of thing. So we've got about 15 business ideas that are in the pipeline for us to do. But yeah, it's good.
How long have you been married?
It'll be 4 years this year.
4 years this year?
Yeah.
How did you meet?
All right, so we've got a free act story of this. So we first meet when we're 16 years old.
Yeah.
My best friend is madly in love with her best friend. Her best friend is kind of like my best friend, and then we all decide, well, me and my best friend decide to go up to their college and meet up. And you know, the dude from Brixton going all the way up to where their college is to go and meet up with with my best friend's best friend.
Yeah, it's like a friends thing. Yeah.
So it was like a friends link up thing. And I was excited because this is the first girlfriend I've got outside of my secondary school that I'm actually going to church and use my newfound skills with.
You weren't nervous?
Yeah, I was mad nervous, but I'm coming from Brixton, so I can't act like I'm nervous.
Yeah, I was in Coulsdon, so yeah, it was a bit like, ooh.
Yeah, so I can't act like
Bad
it.
boy.
Yeah, but I'm acting, and that's the thing. I'm acting like I'm the one, but it's my first girlfriend outside of secondary school. So and it's the first one I'm actually going to use some max skills with. So I have to act like this is not new to me. This is what I do. I do this, but it was actually my first one.
Yeah. So we were 16, so it didn't work out.
Are you saying this is way back?
This is way back.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
We were in a relationship when we were 16. That broke up. He dumped me on Valentine's Day.
I knew that was coming.
True Brixton man, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. We were young. We were very young.
Yeah.
So then we met back up again when we were 21.
Yeah. Act 2.
Very briefly.
21. By this time, I'm a brand new dad. We link up.
Yeah. It didn't quite work out.
Yeah, we were still like young and stupid at 21. It was link up, but she was so much more mature. She had cut her hair. She wasn't wearing glasses, and it was just like, yo.
I had my own place and my own car. So
and then she came to pick me up. I was still at my mum's, and she came to pick me up. She actually phoned me and was like, "What are you up to?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to do a little acting thing. I had a few parts on the bill, so." That's the only thing I had going for me at the time. And she was just like, yeah, what are you doing? She come and pick me up in her car. Her hair was short. And I was just intimidated, man. I was just like, this girl is a big woman for me now. It's just like I'm still carrying on like a teenager. And she was just like, she had a job, she had a car, she had her own place.
Yeah, so it wasn't a good time. Yeah, that was a good time for us. So, yeah, that didn't work out either.
She ended up dropping me back home like a scrub, man. It was nuts. And I was like, after that time, I was like, I never want to see this girl again, because that's like a part of my life I just want to close. Like, no one should know that I flopped like that. And I was just planning, that's another one bites the dust. I'm never going to see that chick again.
Chick, So then there was Facebook, and so when you become a friend with someone on Facebook, we don't actually speak. So we were friends on Facebook, we didn't actually speak, and I think it was just oh hi Jermaine, Danielle, yeah, good to see you.
We were 28 by this time,
Yeah.
so like 7 years had passed now. More mature.
Yeah. I was pregnant with my first.
Yeah. And my
I was married.
Yeah, well, 2008, and my one just turned 7 as well. So my oldest, he just turned 7. So I'm a single dad now, and do my own thing, got my own job, do my own thing, got my own car. Well, I've got a car. I haven't got a license yet, but I've got the car and trying to do my thing, and yeah.
Finally, when we were how old?
This time it was 34.
34, yeah. So I was getting divorced.
I had been divorced.
Yeah. And we just started chatting again via Facebook, and it was more of just like a friend thing, a supporting each other thing. My dad had died, so I'd stopped going to church, but then I was kind of at the point where I was ready to start going to church again, but I had loads of questions. Jermaine was an elder at the church, he still is, so he had Bible studies, so I would go to the Bible studies, and he would answer a lot of my questions. And won her over for Christ,
That's where Bible study, man.
Yeah. And it wasn't the Songs of Solomon one. It wasn't like I wasn't trying it.
It was. We were talking about the soul and the spirit. It's just a random topic, but we just were studying it all night.
Yeah. It was one of those ones when with the Holy Spirit is real connection, and I just knew from when we reconnected on Facebook again at 34. At the end of that conversation, I was just like, uh-oh, because I knew. At the end of the conversation, I just knew, like, yeah,
those feelings were there straight away. So even though we were like having studies and being friends, we couldn't deny the attraction for each other.
That's a little one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
We keep that on tape.
Yeah. Wish.
Let me see. Is it still on? Let me see.
It's probably finished. You want to come back on, baby?
Oh, what happened?
Go on. Yeah. And I knew from that Facebook conversation.
From the Facebook conversation?
Yeah, I knew.
Yeah, the very first conversation, we was just catching up and what have you been up to? And yeah, those feelings came back real quick. In our point of view, it was like, this is not a good time for us to be together. But actually, we now can see that God brought us together at that exact time. It was almost like perfect timing. And so we did try to like deny our feelings for each other for a while, but then we couldn't deny it any longer. And then, then
I was just worrying about this. Is I've got a teenager. She's got 2 little ones. We're both divorced. This is like, what? Come on, sort yourself out. And it was just like, you're gonna have to go do this whole blended family thing. You ready for that, Jay? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, and we were worried about what people were going to say, you haven't been long divorced, and you're moving on already. And then we just we were always praying since we started talking. We would always pray together. So, it was something that we prayed about and we decided was the best thing for us,
And she kind of said, make a choice, man.
She said that.
Yeah, what you dealing with? You want me or you don't want me?
No, it wasn't
so
quite
much.
like that. It was just like
There's always 2 versions of the story.
well, we've got kids involved, so let's not messing around. Are we going to be together?
So
Are we going to do this? No, it was more like a conversation. Like, we're going to do this or are we going to not? And then so we decided, we're going to do this. And ever since, we just get confirmation all the time that this was definitely the right thing to do. Yeah.
What did you see in Danielle?
What I see in Danielle?
What drew you to her in the first place?
I think when we was on that Facebook conversation, and I said, Danielle, so good to see you. How you been? And she goes, do you want the quick version or the honest version? Bam. See, when I heard that, I goes, oh, hold on, this sounds like it's gonna be like a proper deep conversation. She's just like, yeah. And I was just, what I like about Danielle is that she's not afraid to be vulnerable. She is just like, she's just all out there. And like, take me as you are. And then when she reveals who she is, Our heart is just so lovely. Our heart is just so delicate. Our heart is just so open for God to just lead. Like deep down, she's just like a deep down good and lovely human being.
Thank you, Boo.
Same question.
I'm good at.
What I saw in Jermaine was, because obviously I knew him when he was younger, and you know he was very different then. He wasn't even a Christian, you know, when we met when we were 16. So what I could see in him now was this change. You know, he had this wisdom and this confidence, and especially when it comes to the things of God. And I kind of needed someone in my life that could like lead me and, you know, guide me. Like I said, I had lots of questions, and he was able to, you know, to answer them and direct me to where it said that in the Bible and stuff like that. So that was very attractive to me. That was attractive to me to.
So when you say he was able to lead me, right, and you've made a few references to that, is there something is there something deeper to that notion? Or, what is that? What does that mean?
Yeah, so I mean, because I was, you know, when my dad died, I just had loads of questions. Like I didn't get it. It was almost like I had to go right back to my Christianity ABCs and be like, I don't understand why this happens. I prayed and it didn't work, and all those kind of questions. And I'd been asking those questions for years, and no one was able to really answer them, and no one was able to give me any clarity or any closure or anything. And then so I was almost giving up on God and Christianity and saying I can't do this thing. Wow. So when I say he led me, I mean like he led me back to Christ, and he led me to an understanding of what I'd been through, an understanding of death, an understanding of prayer. Wow. Yeah, and you know, he just taught me a lot. And so yeah, to me that was very attractive. And you are very attractive anyway. I mean, we just, you know, we had the physical attraction as well. But yeah, that's what I saw in him.
Right.
How do you guys handle conflict?
Boy. Alright, so in between us, that's yeah. One of the principles. You want to go first, man?
No, I was just gonna say very well. You know, we've both been in relationships before where, you know, we can say it was maybe a bit fiery, or there was really bad communication, and you know, not being heard, not getting your point across, all that kind of thing. But yeah, we communicate very well.
Yeah, and I think what we have purpose to do is know what our trigger points are and make a point of not triggering them. Knowing that whatever it is that we're having a conflict about, the bottom line between us is we love each other. You love me, right? Mm-hmm. And I love you. You know that. So we love each other, and whatever happens...
Sorry, I'm trying to work out when you're in
Oh, when we're messing about, or when we're being serious.
Yeah, I don't get it, but I don't have to get it. But it's just funny.
Yeah. So the bottom line is we know that we love each other, and whatever conflict may arise, if we say something that upsets us, or if we accidentally pull a trigger point, the bottom line is we love each other, and we want to go to bed happy. So whatever it is that we have to do in order to sort whatever it is that's upsetting us, let's talk and let's sort it. And let communication be the thing. Let's listen. Let communication be the thing that sorts it out. And let's listen to what each other are trying to say. Yeah. And not argue about the things that we're not arguing about. We recognise in each other that when the emotions are high, then we're most likely not going to resolve this thing. But, you know, one thing I know, if we are having a debate or an argument or whatever, I know that if I might feel like, oh man, this isn't going anywhere, I know that come tomorrow when we've both calmed down, I know that we'll be able to have like a sensible conversation about this. So I think
I think, like I said, we communicate well, so we want to understand each other's points, and we want to really get where each other's coming from. One of the things we kind of learned earlier on is Jermaine doesn't like it when I walk away, and I tend to walk away when it gets too heated. So I kind of now know, let me not walk away. Because that's, we had to. Through our counselling session, like our premarital counsel, and I realised that was something that was a deep-rooted thing within me, like analysing past relationships when I've been in arguments and people have, just turned their back to walk away, and I'm like, nuts, like that, the kitty that's just firing the shit. And I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is about, fear of abandonment or whatever it is. It comes from somewhere, but when it happens, something explodes within me, and I just... Yeah, because we've only ever had one really bad argument, and that was before we were married, and that's when we discovered that about each other, because I was just like, you know what, I'm going. And he was getting more and more mad and coming at me, and I'm thinking, this man's getting aggressive. Like,
I'm trying to keep it calm.
Yeah.
I'm trying to walk away before he gets serious.
Yeah. And he's coming at me, like, getting even more mad.
I wasn't getting aggressive. What do you mean? Aggressive?
You pushed me.
Did I?
You pushed me.
I'm not putting that in.
Don't put that in. Don't put the push. Don't put the push me part in. I pushed you. Where did I push you?
You pushed me. But you were trying to stop me from leaving. So it wasn't like...
Oh, right. You said it like that.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. But to me, I was like, why are you pushing me? I didn't get that. So I was like, why are you pushing me? Why are you pushing me? It was not until afterwards I realised, because he was like, I don't want you to go. That was his way of saying, I don't want you to go.
Yeah.
But to me, I was like, he's trying to get aggressive with me. But then we kind of learned afterwards, and I was like...
I think when she was downstairs, when she was singing, I goes, if you leave, you better not come back here again. That's scared nuts, but yeah, I think we just learned. Yeah, those are trigger points, and if she feels like she's gonna walk away, then I know that alright, then we need to calm it. We need to kind of remember,
take pause.
Yeah, remember that we love each other. I remember that the ultimate goal of this is to understand where each other is coming from, and I think that's the ultimate thing. You need to You need to want to understand where your spouse or where your partner is coming from. In order to, because ultimately you want to be happy. You actually want this thing to be settled. You want the conflict to die down. Yeah. And in order for that to happen, the other party needs to feel like their feelings have been validated. They need to feel like what I wanted to get across has been got across, and you've understood where I'm coming from. And once we both understand where we're coming from, and even if they're in disagreement, that's when you can make the compromise. But as long as you understand where I'm coming from, and I understand what you've been trying to say, and if we both can't agree, then that's when, all right, we need to talk about how we can move forward with this. Yeah,
I think that's usually in conflict is because the other person wants to be heard. They want to, and so we recognise the importance of I want to say what I want to say, but I know you want to say what you want to say. So let's properly understand each other, and then let's try and move on from it. So.
And regardless, even if you feel like because sometimes people don't want to say what they want to say because they feel like it's not going to be valid, or when they say it, it's going to sound stupid, or it's going to make me seem weak, or it's going to make me seem like I ain't got no sense. So they say, no. They end up saying, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And I used to be like that, and people
sometimes are still like that.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm still like that, like.
Yeah, I'm like, what's wrong? Nothing. I think that might be a man thing.
Yeah, but that's not because I'm afraid. That's not because. Yeah. That's not because I'm afraid to say, or I'm afraid that what I'm going to say is going to be foolish. Sometimes it's just not. It's not going to change. It's not going to do anything, and it's just something I'm working out in my head.
You know what's interesting is you guys facilitate projects and programs for conflict resolution. You handle conflict fairly well in your marriage, from the sounds of it, but yet you still go through and trip up in certain areas.
Yeah, of course.
That's the real experience right there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's how we learn. That's how we understand that we can run training for conflict resolution, because we've gone through it. I think between us collectively, I mean, we've had experiencing divorce, remarriage, marriage, blended families, single parent families, step families, single parent, baby mothers, baby fathers, angry baby mothers, angry baby fathers, scary teenager, disrespectful teenager, kind of I don't know if I love you, young kids, should I call you daddy or should I just call you by your first name or should I call you uncle, kids. You know, we kind of.
But yeah, got a lot of experience.
We got a lot of experience between us that we
should have learned by now.
Yeah, but we learn from it.
I think it's just. I think it's ongoing learning really, because if we do have, you know, some sort of argument or whatever, I like to take that as an opportunity to learn more about him, because I want to understand what got you so upset and what didn't you get. You know, I just take that as an opportunity for us to learn more about each other. Yeah,
and then the training is about how we've been victorious in that and how we've triumphed in that, and we just pass on the knowledge that we've learned from the experience.
The thing that comes to my mind is that when speaking to some couples, and it's not just about marriage, but when there's certain things that we need to overcome, we think that overcoming is never doing that thing again. And so when you commit that same social crime against each other, you think, oh, I'm back to square one again. I mean, what do you think about that? Is that, where is the victory?
I don't think you're back to square one. I think once it happens again, thank you, it's all right, no problem. I love that. I think when it happens again, you've learnt skills of how to come through it more successfully the second time round. And if it happens the third time round, then you've learnt something else again that just makes it even more effective in coming through that experience. Because sometimes people go through it and they don't know how to recover from it. But once you go through it and it happens again, because bad things are going to happen, because we live in a world where bad things happen, and we live in a world where human beings sometimes can be selfish. Sometimes are thinking about themselves. Sometimes they wake up in a bad mood and they don't want to actually, they know the skills, but they don't actually want to employ the skills which they've learned. So we live in a world where that happens. So it can happen. So it's not because you don't know the knowledge or don't have the experience. Sometimes you just don't want to do the experience. Like I tell these to couples all the time, we give them communication skills, and when they're arguing, we can see that, we can see exactly where you guys are going wrong. We can see exactly where you're not talking to each other. But then the issue is not that they don't know it, because a lot of the times they do know it. The fact is that they just don't want to employ the skills. They don't want to talk to each other. They don't want to communicate. And then that's a totally different kettle of fish. Yeah.
I think we're flawed, you know, we're flawed, our spouses are flawed, and so to expect perfection, you know, it's not realistic, you know. So like you said, we may have argued about it before, but it might be something actually that might not ever change, or it might be something that might take a while to change, you know. So it's about handling that and recognizing that, and in a nice way saying, look, we're here again, let's have a look at this issue again, because we've had that, haven't we? Where we've had to look again at an issue that we've spoken about before. Something you thought you conquered. Yeah, or something we thought we've spoke about this, we've dealt with it, and then here it is again, so.
Babe, Curtis is saying to bring her. Hey, what's up? You alright? Being silly?
Want to go back to Dougie?
What is love, Jermaine?
A word that comes and goes.
Baby, don't hurt me. All right. What is love?
You said Jermaine.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to not do the typical answer what Christians do when they say what is love, and they go straight for Corinthians 13.
All right then. So, how do you know when you're in love with someone? How do you know you're loving someone?
How do you know you're loving them?
Yeah.
That's good.
How do you know that? Because people expect this feeling, and it's a feeling of confirmation. That
they want
this is the guy.
Yeah, they want that feeling to confirm it. All right. Well,
then you have a few spats, and you're like, the question is, do you still love that person after that? So my question is, in the light of a relationship that has ups and downs, which most do, how do you know how would you define love in that situation?
Love is after the in love experience is gone. After the in love experience has gone, is holding in high esteem the other person's interests as well as yours, despite whether they get on your nerves. Not saying you get on my nerves, but despite whether you have an argument, whether they get on your nerves, or whether you think, does this person deserve my love? You just love them. You do for them. It's action. You just do.
Beyond feeling.
Beyond feeling. Despite feeling. You do it despite feeling. You do it because of principle. Even when I don't want to. Even when, it's raining, and even when I'm mad with you, but it's raining, I'll still hold the umbrella over your head, even though I'm mad with you. I'll be sitting there like this with it over your head. I saw that in a picture the other day, and I thought, yeah, that was a perfect illustration of what love is.
I will take the rain, you take the umbrella.
Yeah, even though I'm mad, even though you're getting on my nerves, but I will still take the rain and hold it over your head and keep you warm and keep you dry. Don't talk to me, but be dry. Yeah, that's love.
Yeah, I agree. I think love is still those fuzzy feelings, because I just think love is a lot of things, a lot of things that we experience. One of them is those falling in love and those fuzzy feelings and those nice, this is nice cuddle kind of. I think love is that as well. But then there is also, choosing to love. I think that's a big thing, let me understand you and let me love you in the way you want to be loved. I love you, but you need to feel my love, so let me love you in action. It's just, it's the same thing really.
I think you said something profound there. Let me love you the way you feel to be loved. A lot of the time we want to express love the way how we feel it, how we feel comfortable. But the other person doesn't receive love in that way. And sometimes when you think that you're giving love, like you're loving this person down to the ground, and they're just like, it's because sometimes they're not receiving it. They're not receiving it the way how they feel love. So it's about loving that person how they receive it.
In their language.
Yeah, the other day, we were having a conversation and I was saying, you don't say that you love me enough. And he was like, but don't you know that I love you? Yes, I know, but I want to hear you say it. When you say it, then I definitely know. So,
my thing is, my mum, growing up in my house, my mum is not an I love you person. But she was a very doing person, so she would be like, yeah, Jermaine, when you get your room, I'm gonna deck it out, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. And for me, my actions, like I try to go above and beyond with my love through my actions. Like without a shadow of a doubt, you should just know that man here loves you down to the ground. Like I would do what's necessary. I would, wake up early in the morning and travel to wherever I walk where I have to save money for us in the home, and I would do all of that. So and then I come home sometimes and it's just like, you never said you loved me. I'm like,
after all I did.
What do you mean? But then I get it, because how she receives love is to hear it. I love you, even though she knows that I do, but to actually feel it, to experience it, she needs to hear the words, and that's something I'm still learning. And it's weird because one of my love languages is words of affirmation. So I should know better. Daniel's really good at it. I remember one time when I felt so loved by her, we were setting up this venture, our business, and I was kind of feeling a little bit low self-esteem, like, I don't know, man, I don't know if I can do this. And she was just like, listen, don't ever let me hear you talk like that. She was like, you're Jermaine Wong. I was like, what? She's just like, you're Jermaine Wong. Do you understand what you're bringing to the table, babe? And she just esteemed me in a way that after that I was just like, what? I was just like, yo. It was just like, and I was just like, got home that night. It was just like it was on. I showed the love in action. You get what I'm saying? It was just like, yeah. It was just like, yeah. So
So Daniel, you now know how to make your man feel like a man.
Yes, definitely.
yeah, she's good at that. She makes me yeah.
It's a journey. We're learning. We're still learning.
Mm.